motherfucker's got to go to that goddamn job every single motherfucking day of his goddamn life. You know, and you go to that brother and say, what do you want? And he's going to say, motherfucker, I want to get off this goddamn motherfucking no dirty slave line.
And you see yourself in the shop. You know, you're a young guy, you're 24, 25 years old, and you see these older guys, 45 and 50, and they've gotten to the point where they have to work overtime just to have a free weekend every once in a while, or take a 2 weeks vacation. They have to save up for that. You know, and you start to wonder yourself, what the hell is this all about?
We work in gasoline all day, and right down the line, there was a welder. One day we were working, and I wasn't over by the trucks, and a spark came from the welder, and there was a big explosion, and 2 guys really got burnt bad, and they took them away to the hospital. I mean, the safety conditions don't even exist.
I've seen the chains on the line snap. This would propel the whole entire line at something like 40 and 50 miles an hour. You know, the last time it happened while I was there, a foreman was unfortunate enough to be caught in between the line, you know, and both his legs were cut off below the knee.
He lost his finger at the second knuckle and he got $3,000. Like they wanted him to come back to work 2 days later. They wanted him back on that press 2 days later, producing with the bandages and the whole bit.
So the Detroit Wildcat movements represented a radical break in the social order of the 60s and 70s because they took the revolutionary surge to the point of production and they challenged the system exactly there. The organizing in the plants was so strong that it left its mark on the entire city and gave rise to the most powerful and sophisticated leftist organizing culture in the United States, which you can still see at work, among others, in the upcoming U.S. Social Forum that will be held in the city this summer. Mario Tronti recognized the importance of the city in his book Workers and Capital, which is one of the founding texts of Italian autonomia, and which contains a chapter entitled Marx in Detroit. Tronti's thesis on the working class from the essay The Strategy of Refusal in that same book gets at the heart of what was going on in the city of Ford and Chrysler and GM. For him, the working class is, and I quote, at one and the same time, the articulation of capital and its dissolution. Capitalist power seeks to use the workers' antagonistic will to struggle as the motor of its own development. The Workers' Party must take this same real mediation by the workers of capital's interests and organize it in an antagonistic form as the tactical terrain of struggle and as a strategic potential for destruction. So what Tronti proposes is a reversal of power, which is in this case the power to produce. The film, in its opening sequences, which I encourage you to see, gives an advanced taste of what this power could be used for once it was reversed, once the capacity to produce was appropriated by the workers. And what it was used for in many cases, namely to produce another history, another identity, and a new sense of potential for self-organized groups. Basically the capacity to ask the question that Grace Lee Boggs, a figure from that time, still continually brings up in Detroit today, namely the question, what does it mean to be a human being in the 21st century? So there I think you have a first break in the cybernetic circles of post-war Fordism at the point of production. But what about the point of consumption? What about the point where the manufactured society is desired, taken in, digested, and lived? What about the body, the sexualized body, the naked body? And what about the class level that is called on not only to consume, but also to manage production? I want to show you another break, one that takes place this time not on the streets, but on the stage.